All right, hello. Um, okay, so I'm an old man. I'm 35 years old. So I'm trying not to like get too stuck in my ways, and I'm trying to like keep up with what's going on with like AI coding assistants and all this. So anyway, this is this thing Cursor, which actually I assume is going to stop working at some point because what's the 2000 completion. So I assume after 2000, after it makes 2000 suggestions or whatever, it's just going to stop working at that point, and then I can decide whether or not it's worth it for me to pay this $20 a month developer tax. But it seems good. It seems decent so far. So I'm just muting the microphone to cough. That's what the pause is. Yeah, this was a quite painful to set up because it turns out that the Cursor developers are not legally able to support using the Visual Studio toolchain as like the compiler and the debugger because it's a closed source project and Microsoft doesn't allow you to do it. So in order to get it to work, you have to manually edit one of the DLLs in a hex editor to hack it. But it seemed to work. It works, and so the first impressions is basically it's a lot faster. What I was using before is Visual Studio with the GitHub Copilot extension, which is very like slow and sluggish. I don't know why it's so slow. I don't know if it's because GitHub Copilot is so slow or because Visual Studio is slow. It's probably a combination of both. So the immediate thing that I noticed with this is that it's so much faster. So that in and of itself is probably might be. I mean, I'm already paying whatever it is a month for GitHub Copilot, so just having it work better and faster is probably worth like cancelling my GitHub Copilot and switching to Listing. And yeah, I like the fact that it just seems like first impressions is it just seems like GitHub Copilot but better. I should explain actually, I'm like a pretty big AI skeptic. I think that there's just such a huge marketing enterprise behind everything AI, and so much of what everyone says about it, so much of what people say about AI is just obviously complete horseshit. But the one area where I've seen it is actually quite interesting is in the AI coding assistants, and I hope that it just keeps getting better and better. And obviously I am a C++ developer. I'm not one of these like hipster web developers, which is where this kind of thing really seems to shine. With a big, like, hefty, clunky C++ code base like this, I'm not expecting any miracles because it's notoriously difficult for machines to look at C++ code and understand it, and for humans. So anyway, what I'm doing right now is probably not that good of a test for getting into it. Also, I had to migrate from Visual Studio to Visual Studio Code, which is what this editor is. It's basically a fork of VS Code. So there's also been like the pain this morning. I've been spending the entire morning just sort of trying to get used to using Visual Studio Code and learning. I'm migrating all of my muscle memory over to the new set of shortcuts that I have to learn and all this stuff. And I installed a Vim emulation plugin like I have in Visual Studio. This thing. I have not messed around at all with like how do you open it? There's like a Control N. I thought that's what I was pressing. It's not working. Oh, because my Vim emulation overrides it. But anyway, you can like open a chat and like talk to the AI and get it to write things for you. Again, I'm not expecting, with the C++ code base, I'm not expecting miracles, but I will have a play around with that at some point and see if it can surprise me in any way. My expectations are low for that kind of thing. So at the moment, I'm basically just using it in the same way that I use GitHub Copilot, which is I'm not using it to write new code for me or like figure things out for me and figure out what code to write. GitHub Copilot is just useless for that. In a C++ code base anyway, it just doesn't do the job at all. And I'm not expecting this to be much better, but it might be. I don't know. I'll try it at some point. So basically what all I used GitHub Copilot was just automating the process of writing a line of code that I already had in my head, a line of code that I was about to write manually. So you'd just write like, you'd write and then you'd pause and then Copilot would give you a suggestion if you wait for a second. And if there's enough context, then it would sometimes be able to figure out what you were about to type anyway. So it's just like fancy autocomplete is what people say about it. So I'm just going to continue. I'm in the middle of getting things to build at the moment, so it's not a brilliant demo of what this thing can do, but let's see, what can you... Yes, that's right. Yes. No. Hold on. No, that is right. But it's changing... Did it change 2 lines of code? Oh no, it added another line of code there. No, that was a bit confusing. Also, this is wrong. So that should be coming from here. Rewire and then... Oh yeah, that is fine. Okay. I've changed the way these copy and clone functions work, so I'm just going through the code and... No, I don't know why you would suggest that. No. I don't actually know if there's a key to like trigger the suggestions at all. Let me try to find. I think you just have to like wait for it to suggest something. Cursor. Give feedback. What is that? Actually, let's look in here. Cursor. This is not what I was looking for. I was looking for this. Cursor. Okay, so I think it's like Copilot where you just have to wait and see if it suggests something or not. Is it suggesting something here? This is looks like a bug, I guess. It's like cut off. Oh yeah, that's what it was supposed to do. It was supposed to merge. Sorry. Just coughing into the microphone there. Yeah, this bit is wrong. There we go. What is this give feedback thing? Oh, it's for reporting bugs and things, I see. That was really confusing. I wish it was better at like showing a diff. I'm really confused about what it's doing now. That's weird. It's like showing one line that it's changing, but then it changes multiple lines. I don't really like that. Because it's suddenly a bunch of stuff changes and I'm like, what changed? It's kind of... This is also just wrong. Oh my god. Okay, I think that's right. Nope. It's not brilliant. It's not working miracles here. But I do like, one of the things I like about it is GitHub Copilot. If you were like, it would only put suggestions like where your cursor is, and if you were in the middle of a line and there was already code to the right of it, then it would never suggest anything in that situation. Because this doesn't have those limiting set of rules. Is that right? Yes. So I've made the interface for copying so much more complicated now. I have to do this dance of create a remapper, then rewire, and then merge. So I think what I'll do actually is I have the same function twice here. I think what I'll do is create a function which wraps all of that up and encapsulates it. So it'll be more like this. Put it here. And knows exactly what I'm doing. That was good. I'm not sure Copilot would have been able to figure that out so quickly. Yeah, that's right. So that I can use that whenever I'm just copying one thing. What about cloning? Is that the same thing? Cloning, I don't even use the... oh yeah, I do. It's right there. I don't actually understand why I need the remapper for cloning. Where's clone? In what situations am I doing this? Paste duplicate onto block. I'm going to trust it, trust the system. Should be memory. What am I pressing there? I'm pressing Control K. No, Control KO, because that's the shortcut in Visual Studio to switch between header and source file. So I keep pressing it accidentally because I'm not used to the new keys. What the hell? So it's now Alt O. Okay, so now I can simply go T model equals with clone and merge. T model. Same thing here. And the same thing with copy. It's suggesting something, I think, but it's not showing me what. But it got it right. I don't know if that's a bug or if it's just not that good at showing you what it's suggesting for the change. But I think it should... oh, you can press view. I see. I guess they're trying to not take up too much screen real estate, which is fair enough. So they just show you this little, like, one line from it. No, don't do that. Now it's F7, I think, to build. Okay. And then F8 to go to errors. I suppose I should change this. Oh, this is port audio. It's not my code. They've changed it. How do I update that? What's audio? Oops, that's the wrong. Guess I can remove this now. Pin this. Where's this file? Back extend submodules. Alright, if I switch this to master. Fetch. Pull. There we go. Then I have to change this. Okay, build again. Legal use of namespace identifier and expression. What? Oh, these are like not. Is there a way to get like a list of all the errors somehow? Errors. shows focus problems. Ah, oh, problems is right here. I see. Cool. What's happening here? I thought I changed this already. Apparently I didn't. So I need to go like this. Okay, I need to pass this by reference instead. What's going on here? What? What? What is happening? That's so confusing. It looks like it's part of the code. Why? I reckon there's work to do on that to make it a bit better. Oh, now this is another one where I need to go like this. Yep, you got it. You know what I'm doing. That's nice. But you forgot this. Yep, correct. Good. See, this is faster. This is actual noticeable production improvement. Or productivity is the word I meant to say. Yeah, so let me do rewire. And once all that's done, T model equals. Yep. This should just be like I think it has the same issue Visual Studio does, where it puts a red squiggly line on something, and then you fix it, and it doesn't remove the red squiggly line, even though it's fixed. This should just call dump. it seems to remember what you've just done as well a lot better than Copilot does. In fact, I don't think that's a feature of Copilot at all, where it won't understand like what it is that you're changing in the process of changing about the code, whereas this, again, is not working miracles, but it's a little bit better at that kind of thing, it seems.